have this lovely bat that has foam epoxied onto it that I like to trim on. My plate is really a hard leather hard. This will prevent it from slumping inward when I'm pressing down trimming. Another thing that really helps with that is having sharp trim tools. So what I'm first going to do is make myself a guide to where the foot ring will be. This is where I want it to be. I want the foot ring to be fairly wide. This prevents the wall from slumping down. It gives it support. Sometimes if you're using porcelain, if you trim the whole bottom, it can soften in the kiln and touch here, and if you want it to be glazed, then you'll get glaze on your kiln shelf. So sometimes I leave a small little belly button of clay to prevent that from happening. And as I trim, I'm just going to hold the top of my plate, and the friction of the foam will keep it from shooting off the wheel. These are bison trim tools. I like them because they stay sharp for a really long time. And as a person who makes handmade objects, I like other handmade objects. I like trimming. All right, if your trimmings are sticking to your plate, it's too wet, and you really want the plate to be dry so that you don't press the center down and distort the curve on the inside. Smoothing the bottom. It's going to be altered after I finish trimming. I really want this foot to be nice and smooth so it meets the table without chipping it or gouging it. And then for the altering process, I'm going to cut off part of this here and add clay. This is going to be the back, and I'm going to take a little curve off of this to create the horseshoe shape. I'm going to rough it out initially, and then I'll use a Surform to hone in on the curve that I want. So now I'm going to get rid of all these little pieces. I'm going to add some clay along this ridge, and then round the cut areas of the rim. So I'm going to score this. So pour this clay on. It's good to have a little extra. Then I'm going to pull this edge into the plate and trim off some of this extra. Then I'm going to take this sponge and soften this rim, especially that really sharp edge. And then I'm going to take this soft rib and kind of pull this edge over on itself to create a tiny little roll. And then smooth this down so it just gives it a finished softness and a shadow. And then this ridge here will need to become leather hard, so then I can take a Surform to it and make it a lot more flat across the top and more geometric. Alright, as a final refinement, I will use this rasp to make this more rigid and level, which I think is a nice contrast to the soft rim. and that's the plate.